Standing in the back of the church, the air thick with the scent of lilies and deceit, I knew I couldn't let it happen. Not like this. Not after everything. They thought they could get away with it, but they severely underestimated me. Oh, they would pay. Ethan and I were inseparable since college. We met during orientation week, and it was instant attraction. He was the charming, goofy guy who always knew how to make me laugh. After 5 years of dating, he proposed under a starry sky during a camping trip. It was perfect. Chloe was my best friend since high school. We shared everything: secrets, dreams, and countless late-night talks. When Ethan came into the picture, she was so supportive. Or so I thought. She was always there for us, the perfect third wheel. The wedding planning was a whirlwind. Chloe offered to be my maid of honor, and I was so grateful. She helped with everything, from choosing the venue to picking out the dress. I thought I had the perfect man, the perfect best friend, and the perfect life. Ethan started acting strange a few weeks before the wedding. He was distant, always on his phone, and often came home late from work. When I asked him what was wrong, he brushed it off, saying he was just stressed about the wedding. I wanted to believe him. The night before the wedding, Chloe took me out for a girls' night. We went to our favorite bar, reminisced about old times, and drank a little too much champagne. I confessed my worries about Ethan, and she reassured me, saying everything would be okay. How wrong I was. I woke up the next morning with a pounding headache. My phone was buzzing with messages. One was a text from an unknown number. Check Ethan's email. My heart dropped. I knew something was terribly wrong. I hesitantly opened his laptop. The first email I saw was from Chloe. Subject: last night. The contents were graphic, detailed, and utterly devastating. Pictures attached. My best friend and my fiancé. My world shattered into a million pieces. I couldn't breathe. The images burned into my brain. Chloe, laughing, mocking me. Ethan, complicit in their betrayal. Years of trust, love, and friendship, all reduced to this disgusting display. I felt like I was going to be sick. I wanted to scream, to destroy everything around me. But I knew I couldn't. I had to be smart. They thought they had won, but I wasn't going to give them the satisfaction. I wiped my tears, took a deep breath, and started planning my revenge. I knew revealing their affair at the altar would be the ultimate humiliation. But that wasn't enough. I wanted to take everything from them, just like they had taken everything from me. I needed a plan, and I needed time. I spent the next few weeks pretending everything was normal. I went through the motions of wedding planning, all while secretly gathering information. I learned about Ethan's finances, his business dealings, and Chloe's dirty secrets. My co-worker, Sarah, noticed something was off. I eventually confided in her, telling her everything. She was shocked but incredibly supportive. She helped me gather evidence and offered invaluable advice. I couldn't have done it without her. I discovered Ethan was secretly in debt, using our joint savings account to cover his losses. Chloe, on the other hand, had been embezzling money from her company for years. They were both living a lie, and I was about to expose it all. The wedding day arrived. I felt a mix of emotions: anger, sadness, and a fierce determination. I knew this was going to be the most dramatic wedding anyone had ever witnessed. I was ready to unleash my revenge. As I stood at the back of the church, waiting for my cue, I rehearsed what I was going to say. I had to be calm, collected, and deliver my bombshell with precision. This was my moment to reclaim my life. The priest began the ceremony. When he asked if anyone objected, I stepped forward. "I do," I said, my voice echoing through the silent church. All eyes turned to me, including Ethan's and Chloe's, their faces a mask of surprise and fear. I didn't object to the wedding. Instead, I revealed their affair. I played the email, the pictures, and shared the evidence of their financial crimes. The gasps were audible. Chloe's face turned white, and Ethan looked like he was about to faint. Chloe's parents, who had financed the wedding, were furious. They immediately cut her off and threatened to sue her for embezzlement. Ethan's business partners, also present, were disgusted and vowed to end their partnership. Their lives were collapsing around them. The police arrived shortly after. Ethan and Chloe were both arrested on the spot. As they were being led away in handcuffs, they looked at me with hatred in their eyes. But I didn't care. I had finally gotten my revenge. I walked out of the church, head held high. The wedding was ruined, their reputations were destroyed, and they were facing serious legal consequences. Justice had been served. I finally felt free. The news of the scandal spread like wildfire. Ethan and Chloe became social pariahs. They lost everything, their jobs, their friends, and their families. They got exactly what they deserved. It's been 2 years since that fateful wedding day. I've rebuilt my life. I started my own business, traveled the world, and surrounded myself with genuine, supportive friends. I'm happier than I've ever been. Betrayal is a painful experience, but it doesn't have to define you. It can make you stronger, more resilient, and more determined to live your best life. Never let anyone steal your happiness. Fight back and reclaim your power.